Welcome to Animania Chronicles, where we dive deep into the captivating worlds of anime, dissecting stories, unraveling characters, and sharing our passion for all things animated. In the previous video, we talked about an action-adventure, the Dungeon of Black Company Enome. Let's continue on this journey. Nomiya was a true top G, and he managed to win many ants to his side. Meanwhile, the Dungeon Ant Queen has been informed that their progress on Operation Surface Invasion is at 30%. Suddenly, the worker ants began to protest and Nomiya talked down to her. She was confused and wondered why a human was here with her ants. He replied that they are comrades fighting for their rights. He also said that she no longer has the right to be a queen. She became angry and increased her power level to crush Nomiya. At the last moment, Rim appeared hungry. Nomiya was surprised to see Rim and she planned to eat some ants. Nomiya stopped her and he protected the dungeon ants with a piece of meat. As a result, he was adored by all the ants and the queen ant fell in love with him. The next morning, Wannabe apologized for causing him problems. Wannabe was surprised that he wasn't angry at all and he noticed that he was in a good mood. The reason for this was that Nomiya realized that their company needed a new leader. Then, he told Wannabe that he started a new group called Black Company. A few weeks later, we learned that Nomiya acquired an army of strong monsters. We then see Shia, who is being praised by Belsa. Belsa explains to her that a group of promising rookies are returning from their corporate training retreat. As a result, Shia is asked to put her great skills to use by their side in Demalt. We then cut to Nomiya, who is at the corporate training retreat. They are being trained like soldiers by the very strict Sergeant Pig, who does not tolerate disobedience. Later, they find themselves in a dungeon facing a powerful Cerberus that tries to eat them. Nomiya is angry because his plan to get rich with the help of his ant army didn't work out. Meanwhile, Shia plans to eat Wannabe, but Sergeant Pig eliminates the monster before she can. They survive the first day of boot camp, but Sergeant Pig clearly looks down on them. The next morning, Sergeant Pig lectures them, stating that they lack basic stamina. For this reason, he orders them to run to the top of a mountain. All the workers are hungry, but Sergeant Pig refuses to give them anything to eat until they reach the summit. A few moments later, Nomiya collapses and plans to eat confusion grass. Wannabe warns him in time, but Nomiya is annoyed because he's starving. Finally reaching the top of the mountain, completely out of breath, they are not allowed to rest. Sergeant Pig starts the mental training, and Nomiya briefly loses his concentration, almost getting killed. Another painful day passes, and all the workers are happy to have survived. In the evening, a coworker almost loses his mind because of this place, but Wannabe says he likes it. Nomiya realizes that something is wrong with his friend. The reason for this is that Sergeant Pig is using a special disc to brainwash the workers. We then see Rim, who is bored with the food in the dungeon. The next morning, Nomiya's group is enslaved again. Over the next few days, the brainwashing slowly starts to take effect on Nomiya and the other workers. Sergeant Pig successfully hypnotizes them and even orders black mages to cast a powerful brainwashing spell. A few weeks pass, and Nomiya is a puppet without his own will. He is praised by Sergeant Pig, and his coworkers are motivated to work until they die. They gives a speech, enjoying the sight of her loyal, weak-willed employees. She worries as a goddess, but the workers seem content to work in this company forever. In the afternoon, the corporate training retreat is over, and Sergeant Pig sells them overpriced Bza figurines. Later, someone bumps into Nomiya, and he jolts back to his senses. Wannabe shows up, having bought 3 Bza figures, but Nomiya destroys them. He then punches Wannabe in the face, who also comes to his senses. Wannabe reveals that his plan to eat confusion grass to prevent them from being brainwashed was a success. He's glad he didn't become a tool. Nomiya, about to take revenge, smiles evilly. Sergeant Pig reports that someone put confusion grass in the group's food, which activated a self-destruct button and caused the island to explode. The following day, Nomiya and his best friend Wannabe are promoted to the Group 3 office. Shin appears and ignores Nomiya. They are then greeted by Shia, who has been assigned as their superior. Wannabe is surprised to meet Shia, the second coming of the hero. Flattered by the title, Shia accidentally knocks him out. After Wannabe is taken to the hospital, Shia plans to show Nomiya the new facilities. He was shown the Exploration Group headquarters and learned about the Mark Company, where they can buy gear. Nomiya learned that Shia loved this store, but he thought it was stupid to buy gear from this shop. The reason for this was that the gear was made from the demonite they dug up. Shia couldn't tolerate Nomiya bad-mouthing her company, and Nomiya learned that she was just as stupid as SpongeBob SquarePants. Suddenly, Shia carried Nomiya off, and he couldn't do anything about it. As a result, Nomiya was taken to the third floor of the dungeon. A few moments later, a Hecaton cherry appeared, and he learned that it's a strong A-rank monster. At that moment, the monster attacked them, but Shia easily stopped it. A dungeon ant also appeared, and Nomiya watched as Shia launched her attack. She split the monster in half, and Nomiya was shocked by her enormous power. Shortly afterwards, she wondered what Nomiya was doing when she discovered Dungeon Ant A. Confused as to why Nomiya wasn't killing the monster, Shia concluded that Nomiya must be a monster too. Fearing for her life, she called Rim to save her. Rim appeared just as Shin decided to attack Shia. Angry and threatened, Rim increased her power and struck Shia with a single punch, breaking her ribs. Following this, Shia was tied up and informed that it's forbidden to work with monsters. A few moments later, Wannabe showed up confused and asked what happened. Nomiya explained the situation. Shia planned to report them, and Wannabe didn't want to lose his job. However, Nomiya formulated a plan and turned Shia into an accomplice. As a result, she couldn't snitch anymore. Wannabe finally understood why Nomiya insisted on bringing a camera. Shia learned that she was now an employee of Nomiya's company. A month later, Nomiya was broke again because all of his money went towards feeding Rim. Suddenly, loan collectors appeared and took Nomiya to an alley. The leader ordered him to pay back his debts within a month or face death. We then see Shia dreaming about her father, who left her to fight against monsters. After that, Shia declared that she never wants to be like him. Later, she became motivated to redouble their efforts and clear out the dungeon. She noticed something was wrong with Nomiya, who was clueless about how to pay back the 5 million gold debt. Shortly afterwards, Shia planned to get them used to dungeon exploration. She explained to Nomiya and Wanted that they must always be careful and never let their guard down. She then discovered monsters, and the two were supposed to gain experience fighting them. Nomiya was almost killed, but Wannabe saved him. Shia explained to them that they needed to collect body parts that had a lot of mana. Suddenly, Nomiya noticed that Wannabe's tail had grown back, and he got an idea. A few days passed, and Vzad discussed with the department heads that they were having problems in the dungeon. She then remembered reports about something strange happening on the second floor. Shortly afterwards, we see Rin watching over several monsters in the dungeon. We then learn that Nomiya built a monster farm on the second floor. He took advantage of the knowledge that monsters have body parts that grow back, allowing him to earn a lot of money without working hard. Suddenly, an earthquake started, and Nomiya tried to save Shia. We then learned that Bza caused the earthquake to sacrifice Shia as food for a demon. Bza was sure that her plan would work because the demon targeted people with strong magical power. Unfortunately, Shia wasn't dead and told Nomiya not to be so loud while she was fighting the monsters. Shortly after, she thanked Nomiya for trying to save her. He then asked her if there was a magic item that would teleport them to the exit. Shia said yes, but she would rather explore the dungeon. Suddenly, a strong monster appeared and attacked Shia. She immediately launched a counterattack and was able to injure the enemy. At that moment, she understood that she was being served as food for the demon. After Shia was hit by the demon again, Nomiya worried about her. They were in big trouble, and Shia said that they wouldn't be able to survive. Following this, he learned that the teleportation item could only transport one person to the surface. Shia wanted to sacrifice her life, but Nomiya had no intention of abandoning her. He stopped her and threw the magic item at the demon. We then see Belsa scolding Nomiya's former team leader. Suddenly, the demon appeared on the surface, leaving everyone confused. Meanwhile, Shia couldn't believe what Nomiya had done. He replied that they had a bigger problem because the demon was after Shia. We then see the demon rampaging on the surface. Following this, Nomiya prepared countermeasures to save Shia. That's all for today. Stay tuned for the last part. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the vast realms of anime. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more thrilling reviews and discussions. Until next time, keep exploring the boundless wonders of anime with us.